How's it going, everybody? And in today's video, we will be talking about what is complacency. Now, before we get into the video, please consider subscribing and liking, as that will help this video reach others that might benefit from it. So was um there was a moment in my life where I was working a really crappy job. I was fairly overweight. I didn't like where I was, and I hated a lot of things about my life. And it took me a very long time to get myself out of that hole. And essentially, what part of the issue, there's multiple parts to the issue, but a big part of it was I was complacent. uh, i I was having this horrible life, but at the same time I was complacent. And essentially that's what we're going to talk about in this video. What's complacent, and what does it mean to be complacent? So essentially, complacency is having a type of satisfaction with something despite the surrounding factors. So again, with that crappy part of my life, in a way I was satisfied even though I hated everything about myself, about my weight, about my habits. And what caused me to be complacent was that I was too comfortable with all the bad habits in my life and what I was doing. I was comfortable with eating very unhealthy. I was comfortable with, on my days off, not doing anything productive, sleeping in the entire day. And I was comfortable with being lazy and not pushing myself to be greater. Despite how much I hated the way I looked and the lifestyle I had. So again, to be complacent is to be satisfied despite your lifestyle. So if you want change from that, you have to, again, reevaluate your life. You got to see where you're complacent and how you can improve and push yourself from the bad habits to the good habits. And to go from complacency to achieving your goal, that whole journey requires willpower, discipline, motivation, and consistency, which is the principles of self-improvement. And in order to even have all that, you have to start from ground zero. For example, in that moment of my life, that's when I discovered self-improvement. And I specifically remember when I first started self-improvement, there was a moment where I told myself I'm going to wake up super early the next day and I'm going to go for a run and be productive and essentially work my way out of that complacency lifestyle. The next day I woke up at 5 a.m. and I went for a run. I tired myself out really badly. I was super tired when I got back. And instead of being productive, I ended up falling back asleep and I didn't wake up until 1 p.m. or 12 p.m. And so I went from being complacent to taking actual steps and getting myself, working my way to get myself out of that lifestyle, which is good. But again, it's all in vain if you don't take the right approach. So again, it was essentially a big waste of time of me waking up and going for a run, only because I didn't do it again. I didn't. When I got home, I didn't continue working, or even if I fell asleep when I woke up, I didn't work. I just spent the entire day being lazy. So again, if you want to get yourself out of that complacent life, you have to be disciplined. If you want to get yourself out of that complacent life, you have to be disciplined to do the hard work. And in order to be disciplined, you have to put yourself through pain. You have to understand that these goals you want to achieve, these good habits, require you to go through pain and discomfort. You can't achieve your goals doing these bad habits and being comfortable. It's a cycle. When you're complacent, you're doing bad habits, and when you do bad habits, you're complacent. You put yourself through this vicious cycle. Now, what I wish I knew when I was in that crappy part of my life and living that complacent lifestyle if I want to change and to live a better life and be the better version of myself, it all starts with putting myself through the hard work to build the good habits, which will lead to discipline, willpower, and the whole principle of self-improvement. And going down that journey will get me to my goals. It took me a very, very long time to realize that, and unfortunately, a lot of time was wasted, but that's the whole point of this video, is to help others who were in that position as myself to understand what I went through and how to get out of it in a faster way, essentially. So again, just to reiterate, complacency is satisfaction or acceptance, one of those, of your life despite the factors, and that is basically due to the lack of discipline and the comfortableness you have with bad habits, and not being able to push yourself to do hard work and put yourself through comfortability. Once you start, you'll get the ball rolling and you'll achieve your goals. It's just a matter of being consistent and getting started. That's it for this video. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Again, please consider liking and subscribing, as that will help this video reach other people that could benefit from it. And yeah, thank you for watching.